not aware, we're just going to go about wasting our time. You know, let me just go to the book of this verse. Let me just share from the book of right now. Let me share this the message from God from the book of Ephesians. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11. You remember that last week I spoke about having the power of God. Having the power of God against the forces of evil. Having the power of God to fight against every evil. Because not everyone who pray, who preach, who talk about God have the power against the forces of evil. That this power is given to those who want to do the will of God. This power that Jesus promised against every evil. That Jesus told his disciples, do not do anything without this power, because this is what is going to guarantee you victory and overcoming against the forces of evil. So today I want to talk about our fight. That you cannot just talk to God, but not talk to the devil. And let me explain what I'm trying to say. There's nobody in what is written that talk to the devil more than Jesus. And I see today believers, they're afraid to talk to the devil. They're afraid to talk to demons. They're afraid to talk to power. But there was nobody that spoke against that invisible enemy, that invisible adversary, the invisible force that manipulate people, that use people's mouth, that use people's actions, that use situation. There's nobody who spoke about that more than Jesus himself and his followers and apostles. So why are today we ignoring to address demons? Why today we find many believers that they make long prayer, but that they don't use the authority against the devil? It might be that they are afraid. It might be that they are afraid. And sometimes I hear the excuses say, oh, I have the authority over the devil. That's why I don't need to talk to him. No. We have to do what Jesus did. Because our fight, because our battle is a spiritual fight. And if we don't use it against the forces of darkness, you're going to be fighting a fight that you're not going to win. So we cannot ignore the works of evil. We cannot be the lukewarm person who refused to fight the devil. We must be aware that he works, that he exists, and that we need to fight it. That you cannot spend 10 hours in prayer and not address who he is, because he's behind every evil, every demonic force attack. So we have to resist him, because that's what our fight is against. So that we have to be aware of this, because we're not aware of this. You're gonna be that type of so-called believer that does not exercise authority and power over the forces of evil. That type of believer who might have a physical title, but a spiritual no authority. Jesus, when he came to a man that was possessed, that was control, he said, get out of that body, evil spirit. Jesus, when he came to somebody who he knew that was under the influence of evil, he cast the spirit out. Jesus addressed the issue straight from the root when he said to the demons, what is your name? And the demons said, we are a legion of demons. And Jesus said, and they said, oh, do not send us away. And Jesus sent them away. So there was nobody who talked to the devil with authority more than Jesus, and he told his disciples to be the same. So why can we not be the same? Why can we spend so much a long time praying, but we don't come against the forces of darkness? It might be that you wasn't taught about this. It might be, but it's time right now to fight.
That's true. Amen.
It's time to fight. It's time to address the root of the problem instead of trying to deal with the artificial conditions. And he is the root of the problem. He is the root. And Jesus addressed it, and he expects us to dress ourselves in such a way with authority and power that we can address and come against the forces of evil, because this is a fight. This is a fight. This is not a game. This is not